Welcome to Old Cove Unplugged. Today I have the pleasure of sitting down with Beth Foster. You may know her as Harley Wollstonecraft. Hey Beth, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Fabulous, living life, just enjoying everything that's going on,
Very
staying
good. Got some
busy.
great things going on.
I know I'm trying. I'm very much one of those people. If I don't have anything going on, I can always create work for myself.
Yeah.
A random idea will pop up. I'm like, ooh, here we go. As you will probably know from the group chat.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to have a conversation with my cast members. I wanted to learn more about you, what you think about the characters, how you feel about just all different kinds of things. So I just thought it'd be fun to sit down and have a little one on one with Beth Foster.
I'm
So,
super
Beth, tell
excited. Thank
me.
you.
Oh, you're welcome. So, Beth, tell me, who is Beth Foster?
To be honest, Beth Foster is still a work in progress.
Girl,
Um,
aren't we all?
I was gonna try to be funny, and I was gonna I had a stupid response for you, and I decided I was like, you know what? I don't have to be funny, Beth. I'm just
You
Beth.
don't. You
I'm a girl who likes to do arts and crafts and listen to murder podcasts and watch true crime documentaries. You know, I'm
well, that's what we want. We want you to be Beth. We don't want you to be some version of Beth you think we want you to be. That's why
I was
I've
gonna be
fallen in love with you.
oh, thank you.
Welcome. Well, I mean, because we
I
met through
love you
my
too. You're amazing.
we met through my husband John, who I'm so glad introduced us. I don't even remember how you got involved per se with Tomorrow's New Day, but this is your first acting role, correct?
It is. I don't really remember either. I think we were just chit-chatting one day and was an idea that you were working with and you was like, "Hey, do you want to be part of this?" And I was like, "You know what? Sure, why not? This could be fun." And I read a couple of parts for a couple of lines for a couple of different parts and hello, you've got Harley.
I know, and you were cast perfectly. I do not think I could envision seeing anyone else in the Harley role. I got really lucky with everyone I cast. You are all spectacular in your roles, and you bring something to it that I didn't realize I needed.
Yeah. Well, you're such a great writer and director, and it's just fun and easy to work with you and work with the rest of the cast. It's an amazing little family environment.
I do agree. Now, we mentioned you play Harley, and she's she's very over the top. Very, she's a schemer. She's fun. She's supposed to be like Elena's lackey, but it doesn't always, she doesn't want to be. So, what do you enjoy most about playing this character?
Yeah. Being Harley gives me a chance to I love being able to vocalize the thoughts in my head. Harley is the voice in my head. Harley is the voice that says the things that, you might not want to say those just right now. So it's nice to
Well,
have an outlet to where I can just, and to the Harley, let my inner Harley out. And I love the fact that she's just so beautifully written and she does have her flaws but she's a badass. She doesn't want to be under
well,
Elena's thumb and she's going to do everything it takes to get out and make it on her own.
she needs to pay us both rent because she's taking up space in both our heads. But I've said this before. I'm like, all these characters have, I started writing this show back when I was in college. And these characters, after that ended, they were not ready to go away. Like they stayed in my head, and they were very much let us out. We want to live.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like like a Frankenstein moment. It's like live. Well, so are there any similarities between Beth and Harley?
I don't really I want there to be a lot of I want to be Harley.
Oh,
Um,
well, I don't know if I, oh, girl, you might want to rethink that. She's done some
I want
things.
some of Harley's I want some of Harley's ballsiness. She's gotten ballsy. She's
Hmm.
and sometimes I feel that I need to be more like Harley in that department. Sometimes Beth can be a pushover, and I kind of need Harley to I want to be like Harley so I can counterbalance that. Not always be the pushover, but not always be, a rougher person.
Well, that's
Does that make
interesting.
sense?
It does, and it's interesting because part of the reason now how Harley's written is what like. You bring these quirks or these one-liners to the way you say the line that makes her a little bit more ballsy, as you put it. So that's
Well,
interesting.
I like that. Maybe I'm projecting what I want to
You're,
be into this character.
mhm.
I like that.
Now Harley has done some crazy things. She's well, and most of it's because Elena has told her to do these
Mhm.
crazy things. What has been your favorite moment of all the craziness?
Elena getting the baby blanket. That that has nothing to do with me whatsoever. Has nothing to do with Harley. But
I
I
was
just
about to
love
say,
the
I was
feeling.
like, how does that have to deal with Harley? I want to know
Doesn't
what
have
your
to do
favorite
with it.
Harley moment is.
Oh, what's my favorite Harley moment? Just when she just looked at Elena and was like, "You know what? Screw you." It's when she made the decision. I don't know. She hasn't really. I don't see anything really crazy. I just see her having to do the things that she's forced to do. Maybe stealing a kid would be crazy.
Hmm. I my one of my favorite moments is just anytime you and Lauren, who plays Elena, are bickering back and forth. Like I'm like, yep, they're sisters. The way you bicker. And it's funny because it fits so perfectly together and you two don't always record together.
Mm-mm. It's
And
just
it's
it's
just
amazing. It's
yeah,
just the
which I know in voice
sign of a good
acting a
casting
lot.
director.
Thank you. Thank you. But I also think it's like how talented you all are and just the chemistry that
Yeah,
you have. Because I think y'all have done a couple scenes together, but for the most part, you record separately just because everyone's, this isn't a job for us. This is fun, which I know in voice acting, you don't really record with everyone. And,
yeah,
but it's always nice when we get to record the scenes with the people we're in it with because we
it
get to
is,
feed off the reaction.
and
And
it's so much fun.
well, since we're talking about scenes, and we know you've had a lot with Elena, who do you wish you could have a scene with? If, out of all the characters, it can be supporting character, guest star, or main character. Who who do you want Harley to interact with?
You know what? I think she could be good buddies with. I'm very horrible with names. Um, sorry.
It's
Um,
it's okay because I half the time I'm calling you all by your characters' names, even though I met you as like Beth. I have no reason to call you Harley. It should be the other way around. I'm just like, well, Harley. I'm like Beth.
um, the son that owns the coffee shop, the little misfit son.
Oh,
I think
Sawyer.
me and I think we could have some fun. He's a little troublemaker. I could be I'm a little troublemaker. Maybe I need a new best friend.
Mhm. Well, I he'd have to give her the fact that you poisoned him. I don't know if you remember
That
that
was
from
not my
season 1.
doings. That was not my doings.
I know, it was
Shit, I
Elena. We're
forgot
just
about
gonna
that.
put
Okay,
these
poisoning somebody, that's something crazy.
that is very crazy. So
Um,
so I'm curious,
I don't know.
Mhm. Well, I know who I want you to interact with, and I'm so curious to see how this would go. You and the hotel manager, because my husband John, who's also a friend of yours, plays the hotel manager, and you 2 are really good friends, and I know if I put you 2 together, the southern craziness that's gonna come from that just would be magic. 'Cause I hear you 2 when it's just the 3 of us just
Be
chatting,
awesome.
having dinner, and I'm just like, "Oh my gosh, they are crazy, it would be wonderful." So, I mean, as
That
one of
would
the writers,
be
I
so much
can
fun.
make that happen.
Yeah. Um,
Okay.
or maybe I can do something stupid at a jewelry shop?
Ooh, yeah, I feel like yeah, that's another character that he plays that got a chip on his shoulder.
Yeah.
It's like, what has happened
I
to that
like
family's life?
we need to do an offshoot. We need to do that.
I do agree, because I would love to see that happen.
Maybe he could have grown up in a small town too, and he started out from the bottom. He's always been bullied or pushed around by the Abernathys, which is why he had the bone to pick with him whenever, it was a little bit shitty. Sorry. Um,
Mhm. No, girl, you can say whatever you
short
want.
with him when he was, looking for the ring.
Mhm.
So, maybe we could have, like be friends. So we went to high school together and then we ran into each other and was like, oh my God. And it could go from there.
I wrote that part, and when I was having John like, I have him read over all the scripts I do just because I want him to look at them and kinda just give me some feedback, and
Yeah.
he came to me and went, "I want to voice this part." He's like, "I can make him so mean." I was like, "Okay, perfect." And he's like, "But I'm probably gonna change some of the lines." And I was just like, "You do what you gotta do to make it great." And when it was
And
time to
it's
record, he
so
went
fun that you let us do that.
oh, I know, that's one of the things I like, I can write something and all of you can take it to the next level, like, in
Mhm.
ways I'm like, "Oh, okay, I didn't think of that, I'm so glad you did."
Yeah, very
Because
cool.
I always wanna make sure the characters do not sound the same. Because when
Yeah,
one person's writing, like, 10 characters, there could be times when you're not paying attention that things might just start where they're like, "Oh, well, this character is sounding a lot like this character." So you
yeah.
always have to be very careful with that.
I wouldn't mind seeing Harley visit Old Cove.
Well, she's in Old Cove. But you mean the show,
Well,
you mean
you
our
know what I mean?
spin-off.
The show.
I gotta give you a hard time.
Yeah. I
That's what
need to be
friends
a
do.
crossover.
There that has been discussed, but that's spoilers, as
Ooh.
River would say on Doctor Who. Spoilers. Now,
Oh my God, Doctor Who.
I'm not saying that will happen. I was just saying it's something that has been thrown out there.
I was okay. This is just an offshoot story. Sorry. This is what happens. This is me. So I
Mm.
was at work today and I was reading something. I don't remember what I was reading or how I even came across it, but it was something about oh, I was looking at a sauna. I'm wanting to do a spa day. And one of the sauna treatments was a felting sauna. And they used the word adipose. And I was like, oh my God. Now all I can see is a little baby fat with a little jagged tooth waving.
Yeah, I've
Sorry,
sent
Doctor
you.
Who moment.
No, I've sent two messages today sent to you were of Doctor Who. I was just like, Beth. It's like
Yeah,
Beth.
yeah. I want to build the new Kitty Kitty once she comes out of hiding. Um,
Mhm.
a little TARDIS little box, you know.
That'd be so cute. Oh, that'd be so
So
cute.
it's
Well,
something to think work on.
I know you work on a lot of other audio projects now with James Lott Jr. Can you
I
tell me about some of those
am.
and how that happened?
Well, I met James through you, through this podcast. And I decided one day to, just shoot him an email and be like, hey, this is something I'm really interested in. Do you maybe have any way to give me contact with someone else that or help me further along? And with your blessings, um, he
And I don't even know why you asked for my blessing. You know I want you all to just go out there and grow, expand.
because I'm a good Southern woman with proper manners.
I know, but it's not like you signed a contract with Tomorrow's a New Day.
Well, this is true. But it was just
But
so he put me
it was really
in,
sweet that it was really sweet that you asked, and I was like, "No, you girl, you go do you."
and he's given me a couple of opportunities for some different projects. We're working on one that's a little bit more R-rated. It's about a
Ooh.
stalker who becomes it's the stalker becomes becomes a stalker's stalkee. It's
Ooh.
twisted and backwards and I love it. It is so
That's right up your
fantastic.
alley.
It is. It's so much fun and just it's just so much fun. We did an Easter a bunny rabbit killer story, which was so much fun to do. So it's just, I got a couple of other things that we're working on.
I was gonna say because I heard you're gonna be in another soap opera, audio drama.
Yeah. I got a couple
Oh,
of them. There's
well, I
one
mean,
that
this one's
which one?
this love, politics,
And
like,
money
yeah.
or something like that. Yeah, I'm gonna be the bad guy in that one. It's,
Oh, so you're getting
um
typecast. No, just
well, there's another one that we're working on, and I get to be a little bit of a sweetheart, so we're working on, Love, Money, and Politics, I think is what it's called.
mhm,
And then we're working on another one, that he's been talking about. It's about, the very last person who dies at the end of the year, like, and, very last person who passes away, they become an angel for a year that helps other people pass through. I go get their
mhm.
souls. I'm a soul collector is what it is. And I get to, meet all these other people and help them on their path. And I'm also trying to find my dad who's passed away and I want to see him. So it's just an interesting little story there too. I'm excited to see where this one goes.
I'm excited to see all these projects you're working on. Well, listen to all these projects you're working on.
I'm a
My
busy
2
little bee.
you are. I love it. As long as you continue on causing mayhem in Old Cove, we're good.
Of course, Old Cove is my home.
It's well, Beth, I just want to thank you so much for joining me. It has been a pleasure. And you're actually the first person to be on our Old Cove Unplugged.
Oh, thank you
So,
so much for having me.
congratulations.
This is so much fun. And again, you are so wonderful as a director and a writer. You're killing it out here, sweetheart. You really are.
All right. How much do I need to Venmo you? No. But no, thank you so
But no,
much. I
I mean, seriously.
honestly, I am very thankful for all of you because you give not only your time, but your heart into these projects and helping make my dream come true of creating the show because I've always wanted to work in like film or television. And,
Yeah.
life just happens, things happen. Sometimes it's harder to get out of just where you're born and raised. And
Yes.
this has been the way for me to kind of start getting out there and pushing.
Yeah.
Because
I
I was starting to think I was like getting too old to make my dreams come true. I was like, oh, it's too, I missed out. I missed the chance. But doing this and seeing all of you and seeing the connections you're all making because of this just podcast that someone made in Arkansas, like
yeah.
I've honestly, we've connected with so many more people around the world that had it not been for this podcast, no, I don't think any of us would have ever connected with them. And
No,
I
and
always tell people it's so funny how, like, I've made connections in Hollywood, in Australia, New York, and even
mhm.
Arkansas.
Yeah. You keep doing you, boo. You're killing it, and I am
Oh,
so proud of you, and I cannot wait to see how far you go. You're gonna be amazing,
oh, well, thank you. Thank you. And again,
and thank you for
thank you for
having me,
joining
sweetheart,
me. Right. Well, you enjoy the rest of your day and have a wonderful, wonderful time. And I'll see you next time we record.